News Hurricane Headquarters, sponsored by Entergy.
12 News is your hurricane headquarters, and this morning hurricane warnings are issued for the Cayman Islands and Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula as Beryl rages northwest. Oil companies like BP and Shell are now evacuating some workers from rigs in the Gulf. The powerful Category 3 storm is still a threat, approaching the Cayman Islands after already claiming at least 7 lives. As ABC's Lionel Moyes reports, Beryl was the first major hurricane since 2007 to pass this close to Jamaica.
Hurricane Beryl wreaking havoc on this 4th of July, now a major threat to the Cayman Islands, bringing hurricane-force winds, storm surge, and the possibility of water rising up to 6 feet. While the hurricane is slowly weakening, Beryl caused widespread damage in Jamaica as a Category 4 storm with winds up to 140 miles per hour. ABC's Faith Abube is in Montego Bay.
The storm left quite a lot to clean up. There are some flooded roads, down trees blocking roads as well, dangling power lines. Hundreds of thousands of people lost power at the height of the storm. Damage assessment is underway, and overnight, a curfew that was imposed has now expired.
Power was knocked out in much of the capital of Kingston, and nearly 1,000 people were in shelters. One woman was killed in Hanover Parish after a tree fell on her. Tourists were forced to ride out the storm at resorts and vacation rentals.
We are tired and we are hungry and we're really ready to get out of here.
In Grenada, officials are also surveying damage, the Prime Minister calling conditions Armageddon-like. And now resort areas of Mexico are on alert, from Tulum to Playa del Carmen. Businesses are boarding up as people swarm supermarkets for supplies, with visitors hoping for the best.
We'll be staying here because our flight's not due home till Monday. And I think we'll just take advice from the hotel and the reps that are there, but we're not too scared.
Cancun, Playa del Carmen, and Tulum are all under a hurricane warning. Beryl could be a Category 1 as it reaches there, and there are concerns about flooding in the Cayman Islands, which could get a half a foot of rain. Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
Here's the latest look at Beryl as it continues to churn off towards the west-northwest. Winds are down to 115, so it continues to weaken over the Caribbean, moving to the west-northwest at about 18 miles per hour. It does not look as healthy as it has 24 hours ago. You can say Cuba here, and then here's the Yucatan over there, Cancun right there. It's going to be moving off towards that west-northwesterly track and move over the Yucatan as we head towards late tonight going into looks like your weekend. As we take a look at the latest track from the National Hurricane Center, has it a Category 3 right now, but continues to weaken, and as it gets close to the Yucatan, it's going to drop down to about a Category 1. Might be a Category 2 when it makes landfall there, just right along the coast. So going to hit that Yucatan and then move back out into the Gulf of Mexico. Looks like by Saturday morning it'll be out in the southern Gulf, winds at about 60 miles an hour, so it'll become a tropical storm thanks to going over the Yucatan. And then as it reaches, looks like maybe northern Mexico, right near Brownsville. It's going to be close whether it makes it into Texas or just stays into Mexico as far as the center is concerned. The storm itself will be affecting South Texas and northern parts of Mexico, but they have it a tropical storm and then maybe back up to a hurricane by the time it gets to Brownsville with winds right at 75 miles per hour, so a minimal hurricane there. And then after that, it'll continue to track up to the Rio Grande, up towards parts of central and west Texas. So we'll get maybe a few inches of rain from it, but most of the activity is going to be off towards the south and west with this storm. The center of the storm, the hurricane force winds of 74 miles an hour and higher, only extend out to about 40 miles. So it's a very small storm. We'll see how far they extend out as they make it up into the Brownsville area, as it could be weaker and a little bit even less of a storm. So we'll be tracking it. It looks like minimal effects here in southeast Texas from Beryl as it moves, looks like into the Gulf of Mexico over the weekend. For us right now, we just have partly cloudy skies, a couple of showers here or there. Here's the view from Port Arthur on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. This camera brought to you by Monsignor Kelly Catholic High School down there towards Port Arthur. Temperatures right now getting up to around 90, 91 in Woodville, 90 in Silsbee, 90 in Port Arthur, then 80 in Jasper, 88 in Jasper, 87 in Kirbyville, 88 in Orange, and 89 here in Beaumont. You factor in the humidity, a couple of places like Beaumont at 101, Port Arthur at 104. Showers, there have been a few showers out there, mainly across places like Mid-County. We've been seeing a couple of showers, but as quick as they pop up, they're falling apart. You can see a few showers towards Bridge City here and there. About a 30% coverage as we go through the afternoon. Satellite and radar didn't show anything. If you're traveling today, maybe heading over to some folks' house over in Houston, maybe even Louisiana, you might run into a few showers, but most of this stuff dies down as we head towards the evening. It's going to be a very warm evening, but it should be dry as you go out and watch maybe some fireworks this evening. Tomorrow morning we'll drop into the 70s once again, and then tomorrow afternoon just a 20% chance of a couple of showers as it gets hot once again back into the lower to middle 90s. As you look along the coast, southwesterly wind at 10 knots. Our next high tides tomorrow. Water temperature 89, light chop on the inland lakes and bays. Heat advisory out for the lakes area in southeast Texas. If you're outside, make sure you stay hydrated. Temperature is going to be in the middle 90s, and then tonight back into the middle to upper 70s with mostly clear skies. Our weather impact 7-day forecast showing rain chances coming up on Saturday to 40%, back down to 30% on Sunday, Monday 20%, and then we shoot back up to 50% for Tuesday and Wednesday with highs only near 90. So still hot. Chances of rain kind of in and out of the forecast through the next 7 days.
At least we aren't having any heavy downpours. You know.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to see too much in the way of rain today. A couple of showers here and there.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jeff.